here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Jameis to throw it. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Justin Houston able to record his 5th sack of the season. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
And part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity, just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
A man who missed all of 2021, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
What am I under the ball for?
A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Play action now, Winston. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Ooh. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A great with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. 1-7, their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now, this organization, more than... And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time.
I'm sorry, perfect accuracy.
Possession of the football. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yards that they need. They really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll try and run the option left side.
Huh, are you serious?
2 yards the gain of the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Only fucking Alvin Kamara can break tackles like that.
You got to continue to try and run and try to keep the defense honest.
You mean, or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that on the run. They'll come back to the hard reset and try something different.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the first quarter here tonight. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Jackson going to run, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so. Bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is going to lose yardage here. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. They really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep, and he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And the first play will be a field goal try. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw an interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing.
That's big time right there by Travis Etienne. You know what I liked it for Jacksonville leaves? No, didn't get cute. I mean, we're gonna line up, we're gonna pound the football at you, and we're gonna think that our offensive line and our tailback are good enough. Big extra point coming up here. Riley Patterson.
Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And he's tapped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short game. Of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are for you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
1st down, Winston. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. Only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Winston. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack. Winston to the sideline here on 4th down, and Will Lutz gets set for a New Orleans field goal try. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and the deficit will stay at 3 scores. Well, listen, now, no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. 27 yards there. 1st down. Play action. Now Jackson. And that'll be taken in by...
My safeties can't even guard Mark Andrews. Nobody can.
A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens are able to add on to their first-half lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, see, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Winston now. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
There's Chris Olave. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's Winston. That's Olave bringing in another one. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
It's a gain of 27 yards. That's good for another Saints.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. Stopped in his tracks and given a loss on that play by Patrick Queen.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Finding Alvin Kamara for the completion. Touchdown, Saints! Alvin Kamara, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make it 24-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have three.
He's got a man complete.
This is
and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Jackson will throw again. Forced out to his left. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And this one is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that will continue. But all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Looking long for Thomas. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there, you throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
They go play action with Jackson. And he goes out right around the 39. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
From the 39, Jackson. And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. The Ravens send their runner out now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked down inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
And I couldn't get to it.
And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Back near his own goal line, Winston rolling to his left. And his throw is incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
On 3rd down, Winston. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Fielded just inside the 30. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to add the point after. And that stretches the lead to 27.
Makes the score. Ravens 34, Saints 7.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Winston. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
What am I running contain for?
Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Ravens take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. And my goodness, another interception. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll run with Dobbins. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
A loss of Brings up second and goal.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. And with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
Throwing on second and 14. Winston on the check down. He finds Kamara. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. On 3rd down, here's Washington. And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford any more at this point. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pass on the crossing route is complete. This is Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
Jackson on 1st down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Justin Tucker in the kickoff.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter This would be their third straight defeat. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 56 yards rushing forward to the ball game now on 14 carries. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. The busy night continues for Kamara. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Play fake. Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at about the 14. And that'll go as a 57-yard punt with a return of 12. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. The play over before it really got started thanks to Pete Werner.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a 1st down on the keeper. From the gun, Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league,
It's a fumble.
they often stay on the field
What?
longer than you expect.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there. Saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Tucker now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. 2nd down and 12 at the 19-yard line. Toss play, Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
3rd and long for Winston. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And they will take a knee here.
DC.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Ready.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there's no shortage of it.